Time now for the Peter Chill Sign-Off News Report, Wednesday night, November 12th, 2014. And just before the Peter Chill concludes this broadcast day for the night, a summary of the late night news headlines here at 11 o'clock here. Good evening, my eye. Peter Wiggins here tonight. The top story is at 11 o'clock here on this Wednesday night. Here is our top story here. President Obama and President Xi Jinping drank the toast at a lunch banquet at the Great Hall of the People of Beijing on Wednesday as China's climate change plans raises questions. An image taken by the Philly lender as it descends toward the surface of the comet seems to be turning off. Jurisbanko. 2 window washers in New York City are trapped on a broken platform outside of the 6th floor of the New York's One World Trade Center, scrambled to safety fight the hole cut in a glass on Wednesday after dangling for 2 hours alongside the city's tallest tower. Tens of thousands of nurses across the United States staged protest rallies and strikes Wednesday over what they say is insufficient protection for health workers dealing with patients possibly stricken with the deadly Ebola virus. At least 5 high schools across Massachusetts, including 2 in Boston, received bomb threats Wednesday afternoon. In Istanbul, Turkey, anti-American protesters shot a Yankee go-home, roughed up 3 U.S. Navy sailors on Wednesday. In Istanbul, where the warship was docked in the inlet of the Bosphorus Strait and Black Sea. People fleeing Islamic State fighters in Mosul last June arrived at a checkpoint at Erbil, North Iraq, as USS station over Islamic State may have cemented Iran's position in Iraq. The More Israeli Society closes its ears. The more the Palestinians search for noisier ways to convey the message of suffering both for the nation and individuals. The New Hampshire teen who was kidnapped last fall knew who their captor was, but did not reveal the name until a week after a release from custody, court papers reveal. Attorney General Eric Holder spoke with a federal, state, and elected officials Wednesday at the St. Louis region, basis by a grand jury panel decision on whether that police officer who shot and killed an unarmed teen, Michael Brown. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, who has joined the Senate victory in 2008 Iowa caucus winner on Fire and Talks with Career, is reconnected with activists and enlisted to position himself in a growing field of potential Republican presidential nominees. Keystone on the move in Congress. Could DreamWorks Animation, the studio beyond Megahertz, including Shrek mascots, should be owned by a toy company, Hasbro? Comcast CEO Brian Roberts did a mince words on Wednesday about 2 hot button topics: shoddy customer service and net neutrality. In Tokyo, Asian shares mostly steady on Thursday as investors waited a fury of Chinese economic indicators later in the day of a flurry, but energy stocks slumped after oil prices fell to 4-year lows. Executives at the department store chain said that the quarter got off to a strong start, but appeared at September and October. With Wednesday's preview release of a new database service called Aurora, Amazon Web Services have supercharged the open source MySQL with a high performance, reliability, and scalability characteristics typically associated with it. Microsoft Corporation issued patches on Tuesday to fix a bug in its Windows operating system that remained undiscovered for 19 years. Jai Cody is in talks to join the growing cast of Suicide Squad, Warner Bros. Feature project based on DC Entertainment villains. The pilot who survived the Virgin Galactic crash in the Mojave Desert last month was filmed from the spaceship 2 was still strapped to the seat as the plane broke apart in midair, federal investigators reported. With just 1 month to go before the National Aeronautics Space Administration launches Warrior and its test flight, the spacecraft has been moved to its launch site. More than 5,000 people have died in the Ebola outbreak, which was first identified in Guinea in March. The World Health Organization reported Wednesday making another grisly toll in the epidemic. Today, Megan Barr's heart stopped beating and she racked up more than $250,000 in hospital bills. The Madison, Wisconsin woman has fighting off bankruptcy after being sent to the emergency room, whatever insurance worked where she was. They may take our lives, but they never take our sales. Cigarettes? Westminster may become the first municipality in the country to ban all tobacco skills, but some business and town members are not ready to give them. Marbles, camels, or parliaments. Take a look at New England's lyrics here at 11:04 in Morrisville, New York, at Morrisville State College. Our robbery inside one of the door buildings, multiple agencies on scene as Morrisville, New York is near halfway between Casanova and Waterville. It is just southeast of Syracuse and southwest of Utica. Citizens urge beware of fraudulent phone calls. Over the last few days, the Massachusetts State Police have received numerous reports from members of the public regarding fraudulent phone calls, especially the people receiving phone calls from someone claiming that call witnesses were subject to arrest and directed them to call authorities. The call claims to be from the MSP informs the recipient who was subject to warrants and directs the recipient to call 40 number clip their warrant before someone comes to arrest them. Some calls mention their source of warrants were the IRS. The calls of which we have been aware, they've been aware of, and maybe with someone with a heavy Ford accent. But the public should be aware of these such calls, whether the call was an accident or not. But technology means the calls are set up that the covered number of a cell phone user would see is actual MSP number. The public should be advised that the calls are federally or not coming from MSP. The source of the source calls remain under investigation, and when receiving any call stated that he or she is subject of an arrest warrant and direct them to call. IRS message safely should disregard a call. For the record, we do not want to call warrant subject to events and ask them they call them back. Wherever they tend to just show up at their doorstep. And bomb scare this afternoon cleared Fort Lee, Hackensack, Leonia, Dredmore High School in Eggwood, New Jersey, and directed attention to the FBI. The Bergen County Sheriff's Office of Police Department has sent maps across the canine used for effective schools to deploy local police. Peter Channel News Times now 11:06 here, and time now for Trevor Report here on this late Wednesday night here, and 93 on the northbound side is slope from 120 Redding all the way up to Wilmington, and it's slope from Wilmington all the way up to the north Redding on Route 125. Mass back on the westbound side, slow around the frame and then stretch. Southeast Expressway on the southbound side is backed up due to an accident on the Southeast Expressway on the southbound side near exit 16, and it's backed up from the JFK exit all the way out to Route 3A in Dorchester here, and otherwise a real smooth sentiment on this late Wednesday night here, as we take a final look at the weather for the night here on this late Wednesday night. Overnight, most of the coast got low about 33 degrees, northwest wind about 6 miles per hour. Thursday, most of the sun's got about 49 degrees, calm wind. For that, chance of rain showers before 1 a.m., then snow showers likely got a low about 32 degrees, calm wind given northwest wind 6 miles per hour in the evening. Chance of rain to 70%, news 30 kilometers less than 1 inch possible. Friday, chance of snow showers before 8 a.m., but the sun's got about 43 degrees, northwest wind about 5 to 9 miles per hour. Chance of rain to 30%, low to no accumulation expected. For Friday night, most of the coast got low about 26 degrees, northwest wind about 6 miles per hour. Saturday, sun's got about 39 degrees. Saturday night, most of the coast got low about 24 degrees. Sunday, parts of the sun's got about 43 degrees. Sunday night, chance of rain and snow, clouds got low about 33 degrees, chance of rain to 50%. Monday, rain likely, clouds got high about 46 degrees, chance of rain to 60%. Monday night, chance of showers, most of the clouds got low about 29 degrees, chance of rain to 50%. And for Tuesday, most of the sun's got about 39 degrees. Tuesday, most of the coast got low about 24 degrees, and for Wednesday, sun's got about 37 degrees. North temperature 45 degrees with fair skies. That's going to be Peter Channel Sun Out News Report on this November 12th, 2014 on Wednesday night. I'm Peter with you. Good night and good morning. Good night. Right now, the time now is 8 minutes after 11 o'clock on this late Wednesday night. The Peter Channel is going to conclude another broadcasting day for the night, as the Peter Channel will be closing shop for the night, and we'll be back on the air tomorrow morning with the Peter Channel Morning News. On now, from behalf of the staff and management of the Peter Channel, this is PJ with you, but wishing you all good night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night and good morning.